Welcome to my Asshole Podcast. Let's get into it. All right. Today is Thursday, and it is Haunting Adeline Day, and it is the last Haunting Adeline Day. Man, oh man, has this book been a journey. I won't lie to you. Honestly, I didn't really like book 2 as much as I liked book 1. I think book 1 had this charm to it that I enjoyed and that I really loved. And it made me like enticed in the characters. And I don't know, I just enjoyed it more than book 2. I feel like book 2 was just more of like, I don't know. I just didn't know where it wanted to go. You know, Adeline was already in love with Zaid. I think it started off pretty good with the whole, they're like Adeline is, trapped or whatever, and Zaid's looking for her and shit like that. But then I think once Zaid found her, it just kind of went downhill from there, and they just both turned into like super cops and all this shit. And I don't know. It didn't captivate me as much as book 1 did. Book 1, I was on the edge of my seat every single week, and I loved it. I was like, oh my God, I can't wait for next week because this book is getting juicy. But book 2 just wasn't like that. Book 2 started off pretty good, and then it just, like I said, my interest for it just kind of went down and down and down. With the introduction of Sibby, I don't know why she was in there. She really didn't add anything to the character list or what was really going on. Adeline becoming like part of Zaid's organization and all that, I thought was it was okay. The lack of Daya in there, like what the fuck? Daya was like a big character in the beginning, and then all of a sudden she was nowhere to be fucking seen. She was like in maybe 1 or 2 chapters, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, she was kind of a good character. I was hoping they would flesh her out a little more. I remember when we didn't know kind of like what she did, and then we found out she worked for Zaid. That was like, yo, oh my God, I didn't see that coming. And I don't know, man, the lack of twists, the lack of just depth, I really didn't like book 2 as much as I liked book 1, if I'm being honest with you. Book 1, I just think had a charm to it. It had that like on the edge of your seat feel. You never knew what Zaid was going to do next. Adeline didn't even know what Zaid was going to do next. There were so many things where homeboy would just be kind of popping out the bushes on her a lot of times, and she was just like fighting between this. Oh my God, I love the thrill of like him watching me and stalking me, but at the same time, no, he's creepy and he's weird, and I'm a strong, independent woman. But in book 2, it just seemed like she was fighting feelings she already understood were established. I mean, it's like when you were captured, all Adeline could think about was Zaid and how much she loved him and cared about him. And then you are in Parsons Manor with him, and you're over here just like, oh, I'm not going to give him the satisfaction, but I love him. And it's like, bruh, what are you fighting at this point? I don't get it. Like I understood the scenes where, she felt like, oh, I don't like that. I don't like how I feel, you know what I mean? I kind of felt violated because of what happened. And, it makes me kind of like not want to be sexual with Zaid and stuff like that because it just reminds me and this and that. Like there was some depth there. That was cool. That was fine. It was understandable. But I don't know, man. There were just too many times where the book just fell short in book 2, if I'm being honest with you. Like the story just kind of evaporated. And so I don't know, man. I don't know. We got to the end of it though. This will be the last episode. I think it's 43 and 44. This will be the last chapters. And then we're going to be on to our next book that you guys will find out next week. This book was recommended by a viewer. And, she got down in the comments. She went ahead and recommended a couple good books. I went ahead and just chose one. And we will be doing that next week. So look out for the new book next week. And hopefully you guys enjoy it. Hopefully you guys are able to, find a little enjoyment in this book. You know what I mean? It looks like to be a good book. I've read like a kind of summary of it, and it seems interesting. So I'm kind of excited to see what kind of goes on and, what the dealings of it is. But I'm not going to give you any hints, all right? No hints. They're not going to see it until Thursday, all right, of next week. So, yeah, I'm going to get into today's thread. Today's thread is pretty interesting. Today's thread is, what's the worst thing your partner did, yet you still stayed? Oh, man. Let's see. Okay, first one. I was invited to give a talk at Harvard on some research I worked on, which was a huge honor for me, and invited my rollerblader boyfriend of 6 months to take the bus up from New York with me and stayed at the Airbnb they comped me the night before. On the bus, he showed me one of his Instagram posts about some shoes to pass the time. I didn't show enough enthusiasm, and he spent the next several hours until 2 a.m. screaming at me in the streets and in the Airbnb for allegedly not showing him enough respect. I had to do the talk exhausted. Bro, what? Who cares about your rollerblades, dog? Well, nobody cares. Obviously, your girlfriend didn't care. I mean, the relationship was only 6 months long. Break up with the nigga. Like, what? What are we talking about here? Like 6 months, you're not in love. Who gives a shit? And you know what I mean? Who cares? I don't understand why people are in a relationship in the first 6 months of knowing someone anyway. Like, what the fuck? Like, for me, I'm not going to call you my girlfriend or even ask you to be my girlfriend until at least 6 months. What are we talking about? Like, what the fuck? Like, that's wild to me. Hey, what are you doing? I would have just been like, dude, no, if you want to be fighting and doing all this dumb shit, get the fuck out of my Airbnb. I need to get some sleep. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? That's crazy to me. Absolutely. And you stayed? Oh, girl, you get one of these. Absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. All right, what was the worst thing your partner did and you stayed? Cheated on me with his ex-girlfriend who he hated. Damn, that's trash. That's tragic. Told me about it in tears. We talked it out after 2 months. Man, those were crocodile tears. He was like, oh, I miss you, baby. I need you. Nah, when you was up in them walls, motherfucker, you wasn't saying sorry. You was up in them walls voluntarily. Get the fuck out of here. He told me that he had kept on seeing her, sometimes having sex in the same sheets that I slept in. That's crazy. He explained to me that he still hated her, but it was a self-confidence boost / issue he would work on. She moved away after another 6 months. Turned out that she would sometimes spend a weekend with him when I wasn't there. Bruh. That's crazy. That is absolutely insane. He was just like, oh, my girl is gone for the weekend. Hey, yo, ex-girl, what's up? Hey, you want to try to come over? That's wild. You didn't hate this girl. Get the fuck out of here, bro. He is capping to the max.
Stop the cap.
Nah, bro, you do not hate this girl. You love this woman. The fuck are we talking about? You love this woman. Get the hell out of here. All right. Then she got a boyfriend and stopped. I stayed another year with him, during which we had lots of phone calls when I was away, group trips with friends, work projects, and told him I wanted to break up because I finally felt happier. He told me he was happier with me and we would work it out. I always caved and thought I just want to make him happy. Maybe this time I will. When I finally broke up with him because we were far away from each other, I had started started uni and felt strong enough. He said our relationship has made us better. A year later, a mutual friend of ours threw a farewell party. My ex spent the whole evening trying to talk to me. At some point, I gave up. We talked for 2 hours. He said he changed so much. He had dated and had been open about having cheating on me. He felt good about himself. He was working on himself. He would be a great boyfriend now. Meanwhile, I had lost all confidence in ever having a working relationship or trusting someone again. I felt like a relationship failure, like I had deserved it somehow. Damn, that's crazy. Homeboy straight like manipulated the fuck out of you. Oh my God, he manipulated the fuck out of you. And I always say it on the show, like, when it comes to your dude cheating, you know, a lot of times if you feel like, and I've always said this, if the guy is worth it, man, it's a thing where you give him that second chance, but you put that man on thin ice and you let him know, hey, look, man, you know, I'm giving you the second chance because I love you and I care about you and I know that you're a great guy. And it's a thing where you make him prove that to you. You know, if he's coming back to you crying, talking about, oh my God, baby, I love you, that bitch, you know what I mean? You make that nigga prove those feelings to you. You don't just accept it and think everything is hunky-dory, you know? And the only reason why I say this doesn't work the other way around, where it's like if your girl cheats on you, well, because if your girl is cheating on you, odds are she has mentally checked out of the relationship. Like she broke up with you in her head and then now she's dating the next guy. And that's the reason why like this doesn't apply to when a girl cheats on a dude, because the girl's already broken up with you in her head. She's just like, we're already broken up. I'm single now. You know, there ain't no getting that girl back, if I'm being straight with you. Like after a girl cheats on you, man, there ain't no getting her back. It's over. The relationship is done. She been broke up with you like 4 or 5 months ago. You just finding out now. And that's the reason why I say that. But for her, it's like, bro, I get what you were trying to do. You looked at it like this guy is well worth it. I love him. I care about him. The relationship is strong and this and that. And you wanted to be, you know, you want to be a good woman. I get it, man. I get it. But at some point, it's manipulation at that. You know what I mean? At some point, it gets to be just like, all right, this is just too much. Because I always say, you know, once is an accident, but twice is a pattern. And then once you get to that point, man, it's like, we're done. We're done. Like, bruh. All right, on to our next one. What's the worst thing your partner has done and you stayed? He threw away all my shower products. The fuck? Why? You know, he's just like, yeah, I'm going to show her. Yeah, I'm going to throw all your shower products. I get it. For a girl, that shit's expensive as fuck. So that's probably why he did it, but I don't know. All right. And he had all my clothes on the floor when I came home one day. He said that the day after we would go shop for better quality products and clothes. He made me try on everything and was deciding what to keep. I could have 2 vetoes. The day after he did replace everything, he threw out clothes and products, etc. He also paid for me to get my nails done, which I had never had done before, paid, and chose a new haircut. It escalated to him cooking and giving me food that was suited, planning on coaching my workouts, etc. I let him do all of that, turned me into a new person. I thought he was nice and took care of me, but I wasn't me anymore. He left me after a year of saying, you reached your max, but it's not good enough for me. What? Wait, what? Now, look, all the stuff that he did, I'm for. If I'm being honest with you, I'm for. Like, if I'm the guy that's going to be literally giving you the lifestyle of you don't work and I pay for everything and take care of us and all that good stuff, 100%. I'm gonna want the best for my girl, and so I'm going to do that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be like, hey, you know, I want you to pretty much be my girl, you know, and I'm gonna be like, hey, you know, let's work out, let's get on regiments, let's do this, let's do that, like keep her ass productive, you know, because a lot of times, you know, when girls think about these relationships of like, oh, do you just want a girl that's gonna be at home and bored and all this and all that, and it's like, no. Like, what do you mean? Like, we're going to be doing stuff. We're going to be having fun. I'm going to be taking you out to do stuff. And it's going to be me and you. Like, what are we talking about? It's just, I'm going to be working and you don't have to. You can work electively if you want to. And so I'm for that. It's just the ending part where he was just like, well, I maxed you out and there's no more else that I can do. I'm good. You have no more potential, so I'm leaving. Like, wait, what? Like, you did all of this for what? You turned her into the perfect girl for you. And I'm glad that she went along with it, you know, because I would think that a woman would want to be, you know, the perfect girl for her man, just the way the dude is the perfect guy for her. Like, bro, I'm guarantee you she was looking for a guy like that. A guy that would, you know, be there, take care of her and be nice, all this kind of stuff. Because, I mean, she obviously said that. She was like, I thought he was, you know, nice and taking care of me and all this good stuff. And all of a sudden he's just like, peace. You reached your max level. I need a girl that is on this level and then can keep going. And it's like, what? You had a good relationship. It was great. It's fantastic. You had a great girl. Why would you just throw her away? You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. Why would you just throw her away? Like, wait, what the hell? I'm like, huh? That's what I don't understand. Like, bro, you had a good one and you just threw it away. He was like that Toy Story meme where he was just like, I don't want to play with you anymore. And I'm like, what the fuck? That's crazy. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Some dudes, I guess, just, I don't know. They just love pimping a girl out and then being like, peace, I guess. I don't know. That's wild to me. All right. What's the worst thing your partner has done and you stayed? My ex used to ignore me for a couple of days every other week, just left in the morning without saying anything and wouldn't respond to texts, calls, whatever. At first, I always thought I did something wrong. It made me very insecure. Later, I gathered it had to do with his bipolar mood swings. After a couple of months, I noticed that it always happened after a day when he was super extremely happy and confident. The relationship started out fine. It was super weird to experience how a relationship can turn toxic without noticing it in the moment. Okay. So hold on, I'm trying to find out what's going on. What made the relationship toxic? What? Because he wasn't talking to you? Because of his bipolar mood swings, he wouldn't like talk to you or respond to your texts, and then but he would only do that when he was happy. So it was a thing where he would kind of use you to get happy, and then when he was happy, he would just be like, cool, I'm not talking to you anymore. I'll come back when I'm sad, though. I think that's what I'm getting out of that. I don't know. You can correct me in the comments if you think I'm wrong, but I think that's what's going on, is that when he was like sad and mopey and all this shit, he would go to her and be like, oh baby, I love you, and then he would feel happy, and then he'd be like, all right, piece of chin grease, bitch. And then he would go do his thing and be ignoring her and stuff like that. Okay. I mean, yeah, that is fucked up, because it's like, dude, what, you're just using me for like a happiness refill, and then you would go off and do your own thing. Why can't you be happy around me? You know what I mean? Like, you're only sad around me. You only want to talk to me when you're feeling sad or you're upset. Like, that's kind of sucks. Like, what kind of relationship is that? Yeah, that's whack. That is fucked up. Damn. And you stayed. That's crazy. But but at the same time, though, I wouldn't even know. Because I, like, just reading it, I didn't even catch what was really going on until I had to, like, break it down. So I can definitely sympathize with her, because it's like, you know, I wouldn't know either. I'd be in this relationship, and then, you know, she's coming to me when she's sad and stuff like that. But then when she's happy, she's like distant, and I would just be like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what the heck? You know, because you're so like in the relationship and you're so kind of in your head, you just really wouldn't come to that conclusion, I guess. So yeah, and I mean, okay, damn. Yeah, I would probably be stupid and stay too. I ain't gonna lie. I'd probably be stupid and stay. Yeah, I see how that could be an issue. 100%. Damn. All right, on to our next one. What's the worst thing your partner did and you stayed? I was knocked out whilst pregnant with our second child. Took me 2 more years to leave, then only had the courage to do so when he began threatening our kids. It's been 7 years. Me and the kids, are thriving now. I mean, that's good. Damn, that's crazy, man. Y'all love giving these shitty dudes kids, man. That's crazy. Y'all love doing that. These women love being single moms. Like, damn, man. Like, what the hell? You love giving the shittiest dudes kids. Like, come on, man. See, and a lot of people are going to sit there and be like, good for her and this and that. And it's like, nah, you were stupid enough to give this asshole some kids. Like, what are you doing? Oh, like, girl, you ain't getting out of here with no blame. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, you gave this asshole some kids. That's wild. When you could have gave a good man some kids. You know what I mean? You could have gave a good man some kids. A dude that's gonna actually be a dad, take care of him. You know, come on now. Like sure, he's a shitty dude and doesn't excuse what he did, but it's like, you gave that shitty dude some kids. Like, what are we doing? That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. Damn. And I get it. She probably stayed because of the kids. 100%. You know, I understand, because it's hard to like want to leave because you want to give the kids, you know, that 2-parent household, and you want to have them, you know, have somewhat of a normalized like childhood where it's like, yes, my mom, my dad, they in love and all that good stuff. Yeah, but once it gets to the point where the kids are in danger, I definitely understand that. But again, girl, I don't know why you gave this dude some kids. I'm sure the red flags were there, but you were just Ray Charles to it, man. All right, what's the worst thing your partner did and you stayed? He urinated on my face without consent. Wait.
What did he say?
He did what and you stayed? Why? Why'd you let this man just piss on you? What the hell? He was just dating R. Kelly? What's going on here? What the fuck, man? Like, dude. That's crazy to me. This girl was just like, yeah, my ex peed on me. I didn't leave him or anything. I stayed for a minute. But yeah, he peed on me. Like, girl, you are crazy. You're absolutely insane. Wow. Oh my God. She just casually said that too. Like, yeah, he peed on me. You know? Is what it is. Normal coincidence. It's like, okay. All right, we're going to do 2 more. What's the worst thing your partner has done and you stayed? Sucked her deceased sister's boyfriend's peen for $50. Yo, wait, what? I stayed for about 2 weeks after that, but couldn't stomach the thought of what she had done. So she sucked her sister's boyfriend's dick for $50. That's crazy. You were practically dating a whore, bro. And the fact, and she was a cheap one at that. $50. I'm like, girl, you sold me. You cheated on me and sold me out for $50. For real? $50. I could have gave you $50. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell are we doing here? You could have sucked me off, yo man, for $50. Like, come on, man. What the fuck are we doing? You needed $50 that bad. Like, bro, I could have gave you $50. That ain't shit. That's nothing. Like, what the hell are we doing here? Wow. Yeah, nah, man. Your girl a hoe, bro, and she a cheap one at that. That's what it is. Your girl is a hoe and she a cheap one. That's wild. Absolutely insane. Damn. All right, we're going to get on to our last one. All right, what's the worst thing your partner did and you stayed? She got pissed drunk and fucked a homeless dude. Hold up. She did what now?
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Why? Why would a homeless guy? What in the hell happened? How did this how did my man procure this? What the hell is going on here? I couldn't come hang out that night because I was at home with my kid. Bro, what the how? I bet that homeless man was just like, oh yeah, best day of my goddamn life. He was like, this is why I live on the streets. He was like, yes. Oh, I knew this day was coming. Jesus bestowed me. Like, bro, that's crazy. That's crazy to find out that your girl fucked a homeless guy. And you stayed? You're crazy. Why would you stay? I'd have been like, get the fuck out of here. You're done immediately. And this is why I don't date girls that like to go out and drink and go to the clubs and all that stuff. Nah, man. They do the stupidest shit. And I guarantee you she got peer pressured into it. I guarantee you. Like, oh my God, yeah, do it. Oh, do it. Oh, hell nah, man. And there's probably motherfuckers, like her friend group probably got videos of her getting smashed out by a homeless guy. That's crazy. That's crazy. And then it would be even crazier if the homeless man was more hung than you. Oh, I couldn't. I would go kill that homeless man. I would go chop his dick off, man, because there ain't no way you could be homeless and have a bigger dick than me. That's crazy. No. We ain't doing that, man. We ain't doing that. Oh, that would be terrible. That would be absolutely terrible. My ego would be crushed. But that's going to go ahead and be that thread, man. Hope you guys enjoyed that crazy ass thread. Hey, man, people do some crazy shit, and for some reason, because of love, they stay. Wildness. Absolutely wildness, man. Jesus. The stuff that y'all go through and stay is crazy to me. Absolutely crazy to me. But you guys let me know what you think about it in the comments. If you have a crazy thing that your ex or your current partner has done and you stayed, let me know down in the comments. Love to hear it. All right. All right, we're gonna hop through announcements and then we're gonna get right on into Haunting Adeline. Okay. Patreon.com/Am I the Asshole Podcast. Get an exclusive episode every single Friday, as well as being able to send in your scenario to be featured on the Tuesday and Sunday shows. All right, man. We have over almost 90 hours of content, man. We're almost at 100 hours of content over there on Patreon, man. So you guys have a lot to go over, a lot to watch over there, a lot to check out. Next week is gonna be our is it right? Next week? No, actually it's tomorrow's episode, if I'm being honest with you. Yes, it is. It's tomorrow's episode will be the April free Patreon episode. So tomorrow, check out tomorrow's episode. If you're interested in the Patreon, check that episode out. That will be the free April Patreon episode, and you can check it out, see what we got cracking on Patreon. We always go a little crazy. I know we be at crazy, but then we like take it up a notch on Patreon. And then over there, I get a little more saucy, I get a little more crazy because I can kind of say some shit that I can't really say over here. So you know what I mean? So catch your boy over there, most definitely. But yeah, check out the April Patreon episode tomorrow. And yeah, man, that episode is gonna be a juicy one. All right, so check that out. And then if you're interested, link is down in the description. $3 a month gets you that exclusive episode every single Friday, man. All right, and then audio listeners, if you're an audio listener, keep downloading the podcast as well as rating us 5 stars. Helps out a lot. And guess what, baby? It's free. And if it's faux free, then it's faux me. And if you want to help us out even more, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, as well as YouTube. You guys have been killing it over there in the YouTube game. Love you guys so much. I appreciate all of the support. Over on TikTok, you guys are blowing up the TikTok every other week. It's crazy. I feel like I'm like I went viral for something on TikTok. I forgot what it was. I can't remember what scenario it was, but we had went viral for something on TikTok, and it's been crazy. It's been absolutely wild on TikTok, man. I've been having to, I've been having some people go after me in the comment section. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Woo, you crazy people out there. I ain't gonna say who. I ain't gonna point names. I'm not gonna point genders or nothing. But all I know, they be coming after you, boy, in the comments. I'm like, hey, do you think it's engagement? So. Check us out, TikTok as well as Instagram, man. We're doing the damn thing over there, all right? I think we just hit 13K on TikTok, so I appreciate all the support, man. My next goal is 50K. My first goal was like 10K. We finally hit that 10K mark, so my next goal is 50K. So hopefully we can hit 50K either this year, next year, whatever the case may be. But the train keeps moving. We keep rocking and rolling, baby. So without further ado, we're going to get into Haunting Adeline, though. So I am going to move you guys on over. We're going to get into that. I believe it's chapters 43 and 44, all right? So.
Chapter 43. The Diamond. Sibby dances in the living room, her polka-dot-covered feet swirling across the checkered tile, rejoicing in our long-awaited success, while Zaid is on the television, interrupting another broadcast. He exposed the shadow government and their control over human trafficking, stealing children and women and selling them off for sick people. In the 10 minutes he's been speaking, he gave the world hope that the sex trade will slowly begin to die.
Claire Williams is not the first to contribute to the sickness that infects our world, nor is she the last. One by one, I will disinfect the pests from society, and only then will we find peace. I am Z, and I am watching.
He cuts out, once more replaced by a wide-eyed reporter, a nervous laugh tinkling from her throat. Who's going to take over Claire's spot? Daya asks from beside me, shoving a handful of popcorn into her mouth. I arch a brow. You think there should still be a shadow government? I ask, curiously, grabbing my own handful and stuffing it in my face. Daya shrugs, swallowing before answering. Sure. I think the government should definitely be controlled by somebody. Just not a person that is only interested in fixing things in this world for their own gain. We need someone who cares about the environment and advancing science and medicine without inhumane experimentation and, quite literally, using us as slaves. I think we've had enough of that shit in our history. This planet needs to be cleansed badly. And the people in charge right now? They're not going to be the ones to do it. I purse my lips. I think you're right. I just don't know who would do it. You don't think Zaid would? Shaking my head, I chew on a few half-popped kernels. They're my favorite part of eating popcorn. It's hard to say for sure, but I think Zaid enjoys what he does now too much. Regardless of who's in power, it's going to take a very long time for human trafficking to actually end. I can't see him being content sitting behind a desk making decisions rather than being on the field and physically taking them down. Daya nods, her sage green eyes drifting back to the screen. The reporters still attempting to regain their footing after Zaid's interruption. Media is controlled by the government, which means everything they spew to the public is sanctioned by the very people Zaid is threatening to destroy. It's no wonder they're uncomfortable, when they're quite literally the mouths that feed us the government's brainwashing bullshit. I'll do it, Sibby chirps, topping off her announcement with a ballerina spin. Daya and I glance at each other. You would want to rule the government? You're mentally unstable, Sibby, I say bluntly. She stops spinning and narrows her eyes at me. I've sparred with her far too much to legitimately be scared of her anymore. I care about the world and cleansing it of demons. Can you imagine? A wide, dreamy smile spreads across her face. Living in a world of flowers? One big garden, just like the planet should be. See? Unstable. She growls at me and stomps her foot. I could do it, Addie. I know I have a temper and that I'd need help, but I could fix this world, she tells me vehemently. Cocking my head, I actually consider what she's saying. Sibby's methods would need to be controlled, but she's admittedly the most fanatical person I've ever met when it comes to ridding the world of evil. Is that actually possible? Of course not, but maybe having someone who believes it is wouldn't be so bad. And with her knack for smelling the ones who are rotten, she could have a team of people helping her who have good intentions. What would you do? I wonder. Wait, you actually think she could do it? Daya cuts in, incredulously, her eyes bouncing between Sibby and me. Grinning, I shrug a shoulder. She would be better than Claire, and she wouldn't do it alone. Her entire purpose in life is to better this world, is it not? Daya's lips part. floundering for an objection but coming up with none. Really, anyone put in that position of power could be argued against. There's no perfect person out there. Sibby isn't without sin, but her intentions are pure. Oddly, she'd be the least likely to go on a power trip or be negatively influenced. She's too passionate. A light knock on the door pulls my attention away from training with Sibby. Of course, her fist is powering into my cheek a second later, nearly sending me toppling over. Ears ringing, I grab the side of my face and glare at her. She smiles wildly at me, and she doesn't even need to open her stupid mouth for me to know what she's going to say. Never look away from your opponent. I point at her. Never sleep with two eyes closed, how about that? She giggles and heads towards the steps while I make my way to the front door, sweating profusely and my head now pounding. It pisses me off enough that I whip open the door without bothering to look who's outside first. My eyes widen when I find a strange man I've never seen before standing next to my mother. I gape at them, too blindsided to do much else. As always, her blonde hair is perfectly coiffed with a layer of light pink lipstick brightening her lips. And she's staring at me, waiting for me to speak, but I'm incapable. "Hey, honey," Mom says, smiling weakly at me. Finally, shaking myself out of the stupor, my body moves on autopilot. Leaning forward, I wrap her in the world's most gentle hug, wary of her wound, but so fucking glad to see her. Tears spring to my eyes, blurring my vision as my sinuses burn from the effort to keep them at bay. She pats my back. "Sweetheart, you stink." Sorry, I say, but I'm not the least bit sorry at all. Blinking back the tears, I step away. Normally she'd turn her nose up at me, but it stays firmly in its place. It's relieving when I haven't seen or talked to her since the day we brought her home over a month ago. I've stopped calling my father, deciding that hearing his insults wouldn't be healing for any of us. "Why are you here? Where's Dad? And who are you?" I question, directing the last one towards the stranger standing next to her. Now that I'm looking at him, I'm even more confused. Light brown hair, the top messy and unruly, pretty blue eyes, and a killer smile. Almost as killer as his body. He can't be any older than I am, yet he carries himself with refined confidence, something most men my age don't possess. An odd feeling prickles at my senses, though I can't discern exactly what. All I know is he's fucking hot. What the hell is my mother doing with him?
Craven.
He answers with a smirk. "Oh my God, is this your boyfriend?" I ask, eyes wide. "Adeline, Riley, don't be inappropriate. Of course he isn't. He's been helping take care of me while I recover. Now let me in. I have 10 seconds before I fall at your doorstep and don't get up again." Dramatic as ever, I see. Craven smiles, dimples appearing as he grabs my mother's arm and helps her into the house and toward the red leather couch. Dumbly, I watch them pass by, wondering how the hell she convinced my father to let someone else nurse her back to health. Especially someone who looks like that. And that may not be her boyfriend, but with the way her cheeks redden, she's definitely not unaffected by him. In all honesty, if my mother ended up with a younger man, good for her. I'd be proud. Snapping myself out of it, I close the front door and take a seat across from her. Sibby is probably upstairs showering, and Zaid is currently tracking down a dark web user who has a knack for torturing children on a live video feed. When I'm not training with Sibby, I'm working on my new story. I've missed writing, and it's served as an excellent escape now that Claire is finally dead. Pretty soon, I'll be done with my first book since being home again, and I wholeheartedly believe it's my best writing to date. "How are you feeling?" I ask her, glancing at Craven. "Irritated," she huffs. "Your father is driving me nuts." I tighten my lips, a stabbing pain in my chest with the reminder of him, but also oddly comforted that she finds him just as ridiculous as I do. "Does he know you're here?" I ask. "Would it change a damn thing if he did?" she retorts. There goes her nose, hiking up in the air with superiority. It brings a smile to my face. "I tried to see you," I murmur. She visibly softens. "I know you did, honey. I was too weak to do much, but I didn't agree with your father. Regardless of your horrible taste in men, you're my daughter and always will be. I give her a droll look. Clearly, I'm not the only one with horrible taste in men, I say pointedly. She pauses and then surprises me by chuckling. Now it feels like I'm the one with the gunshot wound. I mean, I'm funny, I know this, but my mother has never thought so. I suppose not. She concedes. Where is your boyfriend, by the way? I'd like to thank him. My brows jump in surprise, and now I wonder if Sibby hit me so hard that it sent me into an alternate universe. Don't you give me that look, she sasses. He may be a bad influence, but he saved my life. So did that nice doctor of his. He's not here right now, but I'll let him know. She nods stiffly, glancing at the ceiling when the floorboards above creak. That may have been Sibby, but it also may not have been. Maybe it was Gigi. I haven't seen her in a while, but that's the fun in Parsons Manor. You just never really know. Shifting uncomfortably, I open my mouth, readying for another apology, but she holds up a hand, silencing me. I know what you're going to say. Another thing your atrocious father was wrong about. It wasn't your fault I was shot, Adeline. I don't remember much about what happened, and I'm grateful for it. But what I do know is that man was holding a gun to your head. And if taking a bullet in the chest means that my daughter doesn't have one through her skull and is 6 feet under, then it was worth it. My lip trembles, fresh tears lining my eyelids. I dip my chin, working to gather my composure before I'm reduced to a blubbering mess. Thank you, I whisper, my voice tight and raspy. When I meet her gaze, it's soft and almost sad. It only makes my chest ache more. Clearing my throat, I wipe beneath my tears, preparing to change the subject. So, Craven, why'd your parents name you that? Mom sighs, shaking her head at my rudeness. Whatever. It's a valid question. He grins.
It's my father's name.
He answers, shortly, vaguely. Okay, Craven Jr., what company do you work for? Addie! Mom snaps, but I ignore her. Also a valid question.
My mother is a traveling home health nurse, and with the patient's permission, I tag along to help sometimes.
He shrugs a shoulder, glancing at my mother.
We all got along great, so when Serena needs assistance running errands or getting around, I give her a hand.
Mom smiles warmly. His mother is an absolute angel, and Craven has been a gem too. Your dad has been working a lot again, so the extra hand has been a big help. Relaxing, I nod my head, relieved that she's been taken care of so well. I'm typically not a suspicious person, but my fighting skills haven't been the only thing I've fine-tuned over the months. My instincts are sharp, and though I don't necessarily get a bad vibe from Craven, I do feel like he's not all he makes himself out to be. Before I can get another word out, Sibby comes storming down the steps, hair wet from the shower, fresh-faced and dressed in a royal blue t-shirt dress, and big, pink bunny slippers on her feet. Right when she goes to say something, she freezes, her entire body locking. As if in slow motion, her eyes slide to Craven, widening when their gazes clash. "What the hell are you doing here?" She snaps. God damn it, I knew there was something off about him. Brows hiked, I turned to Mom's caretaker, finding him just as surprised as Sibby.
I could ask you the same thing, Sybil. Epilogue. The Hunter. 3 months later. Still can't find her? I ask Daya, glancing up at her as I pick at my salad. I knock my fork into a crouton, watching it tumble off my plate. She twists her lips, a flash of guilt in her green eyes.
No,
she admits.
No wonder she got away with murder for so long. She really knows how to fucking disappear.
I nod my head, fighting to keep the frustration at bay. It's not Daya's or Jay's, or even my fault that we can't find her. The little demon slayer knows how to hide. She's been doing it for too long to make the mistake of getting caught a second time. 3 months ago, Sibby disappeared. We don't know where she is, but we do know that Craven is with her. Addie said that when Craven came with Serena to visit, she knew something was different about him. And then when Sibby saw him, it was like watching a ghost materialize right before her eyes. They didn't say much, most likely because Addie and Serena were watching, but apparently they said all they needed to silently. That night she left while Addie and I were asleep, and we haven't seen either of them since. Craven disappeared without a word as well, and both his and Addie's mother have been worried sick. "She's going to give me gray hair," I mutter, stabbing my fork into a leafy green. Dea plays with the gold hoop in her nose, the corners of her eyes tight as she and Addie exchange a look. While Sibby is good at hiding, the fact that my facial recognition program hasn't spotted her on a single fucking camera across the entire fucking world for 3 months, the girls presume she's dead. But I refuse to fucking believe that. Fuck that. I know she's out there. I just wish I knew what the hell she's up to.
"She'll turn up,"
Addie chips in, though she doesn't sound confident. She picks at her salad and murmurs,
"She always knows how to surprise us."
Tightening my lips, her words remind me of the little secret I have burning a hole in my back pocket. If I hide this from her, not only will I not be able to live with it, but she would also be hurt if she ever found out. And as much as I like to cause Addie pain, it's only pleasurable when it ends in her coming all over my face or cock. Groaning internally, I bite the bullet and say, "Speaking of surprises." Her caramel eyes lift with confusion, and I reach into my pocket, pull out the note, and toss it to her. Brow furrowing, she picks it up and quickly reads it over, her eyes gradually widening as she registers what it says. Slowly, her round stare drifts to me, and I arch a brow. "It was in the mail, but I think I still need convincing if you ask me," I tell her, referring to the note. Her mouth quirks up and the surprise slowly fades into relief. And I guess I can live with her being happy, even if it's a fucking dickhead that's causing it. Addie thrashes violently, her hand coming within scant inches of my face as an agonized scream releases from her tongue, followed by what sounds like Xavier's name. My vision blackens, and I'm furious that the monsters polluting her nightmares aren't me. I'm the only monster allowed to haunt her fucking dreams. Gritting my teeth, I grab her flailing arm and roll her to her side, facing away from me. Tucking her arm into her chest, I pull her tightly against me. Her naked flesh slides against mine, eliciting a carnal desire deep in my chest. It goes beyond claiming her. I want to possess her, mark her, embed myself so deeply inside her that there is no Adeline Riley outside of me anymore. I prop myself up on my elbow and release her arm to spit on my fingers and rub the wetness across my cock. Breathing in deep, I sink myself inside her, pinching my eyes shut from both the burn from the friction and how fucking good she feels. She wakes with a startled yelp, her pulse thrumming in her neck and pussy clenching around my length. I bite back a groan, too enraptured by the panicked look in her eyes and her visible shaking.
"Sade?"
she whispers, voice hoarse from her screaming. I thrust my hips once, eliciting a sharp gasp from her plump lips. She tenses, then relaxes, molding the curve of her ass deeper into me. "Do you feel me, baby?" I whisper, gliding my hand up her stomach, through the valley between her breasts, into her delicate throat. Her pulse thrashes against her flesh, and I can feel every heartbeat through the column of her neck. Still heavily panting, she wets her lips before breathing out.
"Yes, I feel you."
I hum. "Who owns this pussy, Adeline?" I ask darkly.
"You."
She whispers, the answer automatic. "Good girl," I murmur. "The man in your head isn't the monster, little mouse. I am. Every time you scream out another's name, I will replace it with my own, and I don't care how much it fucking hurts." I roll my hips into her, and she shudders against me, whimpers falling from her lips. The moonlight spears through the balcony doors, painting our bodies in a soft aura only heaven can create. My eyes trace the curves of our bodies, soft lines that separate her soul from mine. Two beings, scarred and desecrated, yet we look like fucking art. A masterpiece even Da Vinci couldn't do justice. I want to pin her to the wall and show her what art looks like when it's fueled by passion. When you're scared and can hardly breathe, this is where I'll be, deep inside of you. Whether I'm with you physically or in your heart, I'm always going to be there. She shivers and I withdraw my hips before driving deep inside her, pulling out a husky moan from her throat. My control slips and I let myself break for a moment, my head falling back, eyes rolling and a groan escaping from the feel of her perfect cunt wrapped around me. God damn Nirvana. Dropping my chin, I trace the curve of her thrumming neck with my lips, then bite down right over her pulse like a man possessed. Her fear tastes so much better than I imagined. She inhales sharply and I slide my mouth up to her ear, enamored by the way she shivers beneath me. I will chase away your demons, Adeline, and they will run and hide because I'm fucking scarier. I thrust inside of her deeply to emphasize my point, earning a sharp gasp. Her hand slaps down on my hip, sliding back until her claws dig into my ass.
Zaid,
She whispers, arching her back and grinding into me. Biting back another groan, I lift her leg and hook my arm beneath her knee, keeping my thrusts short and hard and hitting that sweet spot inside of her that makes her pussy weep. Addie's eyes roll, sleep-addled moans filling the room and inside my chest spurring me to fuck her harder and faster. I anchor her leg higher by sliding my hand up to her throat and squeezing tightly, eliciting higher-pitched moans with the new angle. I clench my teeth, overcome with a rainfall of emotions, rage, love, need, obsession. As they swell and magnify, my hand ascends up her neck and to the underside of her jaw. Look at me while I ruin you, Adeline. Grip harsh, I jerk her face towards mine, capturing her wide caramel pools with my own. You will always be mine, I growl, even in your fucking nightmares. A cry rolls past her lips, but she doesn't shy away. No, she meets each and every one of my thrusts with a force of her own. Pleasure races down my spine, gathering at the base and nearly blinding me with ecstasy.
oh my God. Zaid, please.
She pleads breathlessly. Releasing her jaw, I slide my hand down the planes of her stomach to her drenched pussy, the tips of my fingers teasing her clit. You pray so pretty, little mouse, I murmur, but I want to hear you screaming for mercy. I pull out of her, my dick protesting loudly, and it's almost painful to roll away from her to dig through the nightstand.
Oh, what are you doing?
She groans, and I just know her pussy is clenching, searching for me. Grabbing what I need, I tuck her back into my arms. Her chin rests on her shoulders as she dries to figure out what I'm up to. She looks fucking divine slathered in the moonlight, and it almost distracts me. Uncapping the lube, I soak my dick in the liquid, gritting my teeth as I spread it down my length. Still reeling from the loss of her pussy, my hips thrust into my hand involuntarily like a savage with no restraint. It's like I've always told her, I have no fucking control with her.
Zaid?
She draws out, alarm bells ringing in the tone of her voice. Before tossing the bottle over my shoulder, I squirt a generous dollop of lube onto my fingers, then slide them down through the crevice of her ass. She inhales sharply as I coat her backside, and whimpers as I plunge a finger inside, then another, stretching her and preparing her for what's to come. She shudders, and whether it's from surprise or fear, she's incapable of doing anything else but gasp for breath. I take my time stretching her, nipping along her shoulders and leaving love bites while wringing little mules from her throat. By the time I withdraw, she's panting, and her muscles are loose. I slide my hand beneath her thigh and lift it up once more.
Wait.
She breathes.
You are way too big. I don't know if I can handle it.
Your body was fucking made for me, so you're going to be a good girl and fucking take it. I just know fear is trickling through her bloodstream now and her pussy is fucking soaked in response. She's nervous, yet she keeps those little white teeth glued shut. Smart girl. Do you trust me? I ask, amused when her eyes snap to mine, sharp knives shooting from them.
I trust you with my life, but do I trust you not to rip me in half? Absolutely not.
I grin, baring my teeth in a savage smile. You get off on my pain, don't you, Addie? Before she can protest, I position the head of my cock at her tight entrance and gently push in. Her eyes pop open, the pain registering as I slowly stretch her. My fingers are working her clit immediately, balancing the agony with pleasure.
Zaid.
She breathes, a war raging within her. Her nails are digging into my outer thigh again as I breach past the tight ring and slowly sink myself inside her. Groaning, I bite her shoulder, nearly vibrating with the need to both draw blood and fuck her ass until she's sobbing. Somehow I refrain from both. As much as I love to hurt her, I have no desire to do so without bringing her pleasure too. Methodically, I work myself inside her until there's nothing more of me to give. Fuck, baby. You take it so fucking good. I praise. That's it. Good girl. Open up for me. She fists the sheets, and like a flower blooming beneath the sunlight, her entire body relaxes, accepting me inside her as if it's the only thing that gives her life. We're both trembling on the precipice of shattering from how tightly we're fitted together. I give her 30 seconds, a small increment of time to adjust. It's all the control I possess. Releasing a deep breath right when I hit that mark in my head, I withdraw to the tip before driving back inside of her. She yelps, and I circle her clit harder, earning a sexy little whimper that has me tensing with need. I own every part of you, Adeline, and I will make you feel me for fucking days when I'm done with you. I set a steady pace, her body like soft clay beneath my insistent hands, and I mold her into me until the two of us become one.
God!
She moans, her voice choked with pleasure. That's it, keep moaning my name. I'll take us home to paradise if you pray hard enough. I taunt, fucking her harder.
Oh, God, like that.
She gasps, her head kicking back.
Right there, Zaid.
I growl, pleasure pooling in the base of my spine, the sounds of our flesh smacking arising. Look at you, taking my cock like a good little whore. I rasp. You're squeezing me so tight, it's like you can't stand to lose me.
Yes.
She mules, her voice husky and cracking with desire. Yeah, you want it deeper? She pants, nodding her head eagerly, and it's all I can do to not spill inside of her. I flip her onto her stomach and roll on top of her, then lift her hips until she's on her knees. Her gasp turns sharp when I slide back inside her tight ass, the angle allowing me to fuck her deeper.
Oh, fuck.
She breathes, ending it in a high-pitched cry. She jerks forward, almost as if to pull away, but I tighten my hold on her hips, refusing to let her escape. Can you take it, little mouse? I challenge. I know how much you love to run, but I want to see what it looks like when you stay. Panting, she slams back into me, causing my head to kick back from the utter bliss. It takes a few seconds to gather my wits on the precipice of losing it altogether. There's my good little whore, I murmur. Then I begin to move, gradually quickening my pace, making sure to not injure her.
Zaid.
She moans, long and loud, while I fuck her faster, spurred on by the way she arches her back, nearly begging for more. Soon she's meeting my thrusts again, and the pleasure that's settled in the base of my spine swells. I crowd over her, one hand fisting cinnamon strands and bending her head back until our mouths touch, while my other slips beneath her and finds her swollen clit again, delighting in the way she begins to sob. Sweat coats our skin, and the vulgar sounds deriving from where I fuck her battle with the sharp noises from flesh hitting flesh. Yet her screams rise above it all, filling the room and entwining with my own moans, a crescendo of pleasure echoing throughout Parsons Manor. I trade between kissing and nipping her lips and hovering above them, swallowing every fucking syllable she produces. She tenses and her tight ass clenches around my cock as she nears her climax. I rub her clit faster, desperately chasing her toward it so I can send us both flying. Her eyes roll and she shudders as if a demon is being exorcised from her body, and then she breaks. A scream releases from her throat, the tortured sound bleeding into my name. Fuck, Addie. My head kicks back and an orgasm rocks through me, stealing my breath and vision. I'm blind from how deeply it crashes through me. Ropes of cum filling her so thoroughly, it leaks past her entrance and pools beneath us. The sounds that burst from my throat are unrestrained, my voice hoarse with all-consuming ecstasy. It takes several minutes for my sight to return, and when it does, I find Addie on her stomach, heaving for breath and appearing on the verge of blacking out. Struggling to catch my own breath, I gently pull out of her and flop onto my back, my head still swimming. But I refuse to leave her like that, so I force myself up and into the bathroom where I grab a small cloth and wet it with warm water. When I return to her, I gently clean her up, making sure there's no blood from any tearing. I'll have to get some ointment for her anyway since she'll be sore.
Next time?
She mumbles into the bed.
I'm running from you.
I grin, reaching over to grab a rose from the nightstand and then tuck it in her ear, whispering, "You know how much I love to chase you, baby."
You're a menace.
She grumbles, grabbing the rose from her hair and twirling the smooth stem in her fingers. She gasps when a ring falls from it and rolls onto the bed. As if it's a spider, she hesitantly picks it up, spinning it to get a good look. It's a white gold band shaped in a vine, with tiny white jewels encrusted into it. The band forms into a rose made up of bright red rubies. "There aren't any diamonds in it," I murmur. She swallows and croaks.
Are you proposing because you're in love with me or because I gave you anal?
I tip my head back, a laugh working from my throat, and when I drop my head down again, a smile still on my face, she's sliding the ring onto her finger.
Don't answer that. You'll make me change my mind if you say it's because you're in love with me. I want to be rewarded for the anal.
My grin widens, and I roll her over to me, kissing her bare shoulder. "I do love you, you know,"
I know.
she whispers.
And I'll marry you anyway because I love you too.
I'll never get tired of hearing her say that.
Hey, Zaid.
Yeah, baby.
Thank you for bringing me the happy vapors.
I bite my lip, feeling my chest crack from how fucking addicted I am to this girl. I was wrong. Heaven isn't a place you go to when you die. It's inside the person that's worth dying for. Addie?
Yeah?
I bring my mouth close to her ear, delighting in the way she shivers. I'm already hard for her again, my obsession limitless. Run, little mouse. I don't know what you did to convince him, and I don't really want to know. Thank you for saving Katerina and keeping her safe. But fuck you for sparing my life, especially 'cause I think you did it to fucking spite me, and I can't even blame you for that. Stay safe, Princessa.
All right. And that has been Haunting Adeline Book 2. Boy, was that last little bit of spicy little... I was like, yo, okay. Butt stuff. Why not? But hey, that has been Haunting Adeline Book 2. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to catch up on any of the Haunting Adeline Book 2 episodes that we have done, there is a playlist down in the description, whether you are on Spotify or YouTube. Even on YouTube, there is an audio version of everything on there. So definitely get in there, check it out. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. Next week, we're going to be doing a brand new book. So hopefully you guys are excited for a brand new book that we're going to be hopping on into. I'm ready. Hope you guys are too. But this is going to be it for today's episode. I'll see you tomorrow for the Patreon free April episode. So if you guys enjoy that, I love you all. Have a wonderful day and peace.